Hi there, Taco. It's been a while. I am doing very good. How are you today? Exhausted? Why are you exhausted today? Or tonight? Why are you exhausted tonight? 2 months in the USA and I'm drained. Okay, what did the US do to you already? What did the US do to you already, huh? It's a lot of heavy energy, that's for sure. Crazy shit happening every day. Tell me about it. Ever since you left, this place has just turned into like a completely different world. It is definitely not the same vibes. Yeah, I'm ready to get out. LOL. I'm booking private soon, but been so busy. Meant to show up on the last three shows, but I kept missing you. No, no worries, no worries. Then again, I've been kind of inconsistent with showing up earlier in the day and then showing up in the evenings, especially with the passing of my father. Now, for those, if you know, you know, but for those who don't, my father passed away recently, and I've been kind of busy on that myself. So, yeah, I'm going to put my father's picture up here with me so he can be with us. I am doing the reading here in his room. He's also been doing a lot of interesting things here in the house because I'm staying here in his house. Well, he owned multiple houses, my father, but in the house where he spent his last days here in California, um, I'm actually staying here at that house by myself, and a lot of interesting things have been showing up. So I'm sure he's here. A lot of things have been happening. Lights turning on, AC turning on, fans turning on. That shouldn't be turning on their own at all. And mind you, I used to live here before I went, nomading throughout the U.S. For a whole year, um, almost a whole year, right? So we'll see how things go, right? Anyway, whenever you're ready, I saw your donation. Thank you so much for that. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your question. I can imagine you should ask him for help with things only he can see. Ask him about the lottery numbers. I know my dad was always big on like making money, right? So big on making more money and multiplying your money and stuff. So um probably hopefully with trying to get some yoga gigs around here locally. If he wants me to stay here in his house and take care of it, maybe he should help me find some yoga work around here. I've been dealing with my own spiritual presences as well. Do tell what's going on. What have you been dealing with recently? Some bad magic Sabrina got involved in, some charged amulets that were attached to demonology. Básicamente, okay. We need to consult a Wiccan coven for some clearing, also a Catholic priest for minor exorcism. Okay. I'll tell you more about the details on private. Okay. I guess we will save that one for the private reading then. Looking forward to that. But you did send a donation for about 4 questions. What do you want to ask here in the live stream? Hi, Hannah from Instagram. Thank you so much for your donation. I'm going to go ahead and first start off with the reading with Max. Taco fillings first. He paid for 4 questions. I was just waiting for his question here. And then we'll go ahead and start with your questions. So hang tight and I will begin with you very shortly. So Taco, you said, should we head to CFL or stay around here for this week? We are planning to fly. We are planning on flying to Colombia after Mermaid goes direct on March 20th. All right. Let's go ahead and see. Should we head to CFL or stay around here for this week? I think you should stay where you are for that week. For this week, I think you should stay where you are. I wouldn't go to CFL. I would not go to CFL. I would stay where I am if I were you. Okay? And what is your next question? Okay, it seems like we did a reading prior to March 3rd, according to you, and I talked about a confrontation. And now you're saying that this confrontation took place on the day of the eclipse on March 3rd, and you want to know if this eclipse, this was the confrontation that I predicted, that I had foresaw in the cards. Is that the prediction that the cards foresaw? Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, especially with the Emperor card right here, this is telling me right here that you've come to a place where you feel evolved and you feel like a person that has their shit together, and you're gonna become your own best advocate in this situation. And it seems like while you are represented by such a great and amazing archetype, the Emperor, Sabrina is being represented by a not so great archetype, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, someone who is not grounded, someone who needs to do some grounding meditation, someone who's suffering from money as well. But yes, you feel like you've got now a lot of options here, a lot of you feel like you're kind of like at a fork in the road. Where do I go? Wondering if that was the confrontation or there's a different one. Exactly. Yeah, no, this is the one that I had predicted in your reading. Yes, prior to March 3rd. This was the reading that I had foresaw. Yes. So the cards are confirming that yes, that is the confrontation that we had seen. I had a whole speech today about forks in the road. Okay, okay. And how did that go? It went well, actually. Since last week, things have gotten much better. Okay, all right. Well, things have gotten much better. Yes, this Mercury retrograde has been a little interesting, has been a little different. People have been a little bit more conscientious of what they say, you know. So Okay, do we see any infidelity on her part as of currently? Do we see any infidelity on her part as of currently? No. But she is getting bored. She is feeling quite dissatisfied in the relationship. As of now, is she open to meeting other men? Plan Bs, if you will? Yes. With judgment? Yes, yes. But there's a lesson in that. There's a lesson in that. What's her lesson in this? All she needs to do is just have open and honest communication with her, with you. I mean, because with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, what that's telling me is that because she has this thing about where she just jumps into conclusions about like, oh well, it's over, or oh well, it's done, and then she just becomes impetuous and just does things, when all she just needs to do is ask. All right, so I see that. Is she as of currently? Has she been as of currently, as of recently, been putting herself out there to meet potential candidates, to meet other potential long-term partners? No. Right now she seems to be very down, very pessimistic, and I think she's more in her feels than really thinking about trying to attract other men. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else, anything significant that she's hiding from you? No. You are so right. She does that so much. Self-fulfilling prophecy. True, right now she's on a different note. Beautiful news. Okay. Alrighty, so any other questions? What is your next question for me? Question number 3. Thank you so much for your donation and your continued support, Max. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Will she benefit from the Catholic priest? Yes, I do think so. As a matter of fact, I see even healing, personal healing for herself. So yeah, I do think she would benefit, or there will be benefit from getting a Catholic priest. As far as a Wiccan coven, however, not so much. Not so much. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to make you guys feel doubtful about either the practice or about the coven itself. Because I'm seeing doubt, or you guys just feeling like you guys didn't trust the process, or you guys didn't trust the practice, or you guys are not going to trust the coven anymore after that. And if anything, it probably will cause another argument between you two. I don't know how exactly that would manifest, but if anything, it will cause a conflict, strife between you two. But I would actually do the Catholic priest thing. Yeah, Florida is fucked up. Not a lot of good covens. Yeah. Any other questions, Taco? And Hannah, thank you so much for being patient. I will be with you in just a second. I've had the feeling about the Catholic antidote to demonic oppression. Right, right, right. Now that we've done hard work since the eclipse over our marriage, how does our initial time in Colombia look now between us, etc.? We plan on doing a little partying, etc., but soon after the ayahuasca healing retreat for 3 weeks immersion. Okay, so you want to know basically now that you guys have done some hard work, especially after the eclipse and the confrontation after the eclipse regarding your marriage. Now, how does your initial time in Colombia look like now? How does it look like now? Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Now, how does your initial time look like now in Colombia, now that all of this stuff has happened? Well, I think she's going to be a lot more happy than you are, in comparison to you, I mean. I think she's gonna return to being in her dreamlike state. I think once you guys leave the US and you guys go back to, or you guys go to California together, I think she's gonna start feeling like things are okay now. I think for her, she's gonna start thinking like things are okay now. In her heart, we have Page of Cups, so she's gonna start feeling that Romeo and Juliet love again. Like, okay, we're back to what it used to be, clean slate. But in her mind it still seems like in her mind she still has like the fact that you guys can still potentially break up in the future plague her mind. So in her mind we still see thoughts of her fearing the worst, her of you guys going through the worst. And especially with the Knight of Cups in reverse right here, I think this might even become especially triggering for you, because I feel like on the exterior she's gonna come off as like, she's really not into it, or she's not feeling it, or she's not really feeling the same way anymore. Um but I and it's crazy because for you, once you move to California, I mean once you move to Colombia, sorry, to Colombia, or go back to Colombia with her because you already moved there. Um, with the Lovers in reverse, I really see that you're gonna just really intend on letting this just die in your heart. With the Six of Cups in reverse, you just feel like this is really hanging on a thread. And sometimes you wonder if this is even worth it. And I think you're going to just let it die. Why? Because with the Nine of Cups, you're telling yourself that you don't want to settle for less. You want the absolute best. But what worries you, what I guess bamboozles you, is that you thought she was everything at one point. And there are times where you do think to yourself that she has almost all of the qualities that you want, except for, the lack of accountability part and all of that. She basically has everything you want. And now you're telling yourself, and so you go back and forth because you're just like, well, I do, I don't want to settle for less, blah blah blah. But then sometimes you look at her and you're just like, well, sometimes, when I really look at it, she sometimes, does seem like she has a lot, or all of the qualities that I want in a person, you know? And so you go back and forth because you tell yourself, I want the best, I want the ultimate best, and I want 100% of what I'm looking for. Right? Why are you going to want to end it? Four of Wands. Because you want to build. You want to build with somebody. You're even thinking about maybe even building a home, building a house. And also because you just feel like you can't really tell what the future really looks like between you two. I feel like you want to talk about certain things. You really want to, talk about certain things. We plan on doing a little, oh yeah, we read that already. I want her full potential. That's the issue. She does hit all the marks, but if she's inaccessible due to dysfunction, right. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like sometimes when you do look at her, you're just like, well, she does mark all of the boxes that I want in a person, but then you're just like, but then she has this, or but then she does this, right? So, yeah. And it seems like that's where you're still going to be at as far as your mindset whenever you guys initially move back to Colombia this year. Okay? Any other questions? right, so what do I see for you guys in particular during the August eclipse? Let's see what the cards have to say. All right, so we have right here in the bottom of the deck, Temperance. And then for your spread, we have 2 of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Swords, Judgment, the Hermit in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, and we end the reading with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like, as far as Sabrina, I do see her wanting to open up more. Her heart with the Hermit card in reverse, I do see that she wants to open up a little bit more. Why? Because I'm seeing something here about secrets. Is she keeping secrets from you? No. Does she feel like there are secrets being kept from her? No. Okay, then what are these secrets? What is the 7 of Swords then? Okay, I feel like she feels like there's something going on. I don't think she can I don't think she's going to be able to exactly pinpoint what it is, but it's kind of like one of those, like, I just have a feeling moments that something's going on. And also I think it's because she's going to feel during this time that she's being treated differently in a more negative way. So that's going to also trigger her to wonder, like, is there something going on? Is he probably seeing somebody else, or is there something going on behind my back? So I see that kind of attitude. So I do see that she wants to open up. I see in her emotions her wanting to open up, but in her mind, her thinking to herself, like, I'm being treated differently. Someone here isn't letting go, or you, Max, you're not letting go of certain things, and therefore you're not cooperating. You're not being fair. You're not being nice. That's how I see her thinking. But as far as her emotions, she wants to address something. Her intentions, though, will she address things? No, I feel like she's gonna still not be very open about her emotions, honestly. But I do see that you'll be very proactive in the sense of still trying to get to the bottom of things, still trying to be confrontational. But I really do see that you're really going to want to let this go, because you're going to want to prioritize yourself. You're telling yourself that you have a lot of burdens, a lot of things on your plate, and you want to just worry about your own thing, you know? And let's see, how many questions do you have left? There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you have one more question. One more question. Unless, of course, if you want to donate for more questions, you are more than welcome to do so. What's the best advice you would give Sabrina to keep the marriage on an upward trajectory, and what she definitely should not do? I'm so broke here. I have like no money. I'll try to donate after someone else here soon. I gotta transfer money around. No worries, no worries, no worries. All right, so let's see. What's the best advice we could give Sabrina to help this marriage move on an upward trajectory? Ooh. Sorry, I didn't have enough sleep last night. Yes, we do have one other person after you, Hannah. So yes, if you need to go and transfer some money around, if you have other questions, feel free to do so while I read for Hannah after this question. Okay, so let's see. Best advice for Sabrina. She should just let herself go. I think the reason why she isn't doing very well as far as communication, why she's been so negative, so pessimistic, is because she just needs to open up and just talk about things. She hesitates. She hesitates, it's like she stops herself, but that's starting to make her feel ill. That's starting to make her feel sick. With the Eight of Swords in reverse and the Star in reverse, not only is it affecting your marriage, but it's really affecting her health as well. I see that it's making her feel very pessimistic. The fact that she's not expressing herself, the fact that she's not talking about things. So it's beyond just how it's affecting you guys as a relationship. It's affecting her on a personal level as well. And she needs you more. Now more than ever. You honestly, I feel like even though she has family, you, I think, are her family, her real family. She needs you right now more than ever. Okay? But right now, it seems like she's just keeping things close to the vest. All she really just needs to do is she needs to just let herself go. And if she starts opening up and talking, and while doing that, also doing grounding meditations, and doing all of her spiritual work, she will become a different person. I was literally just telling her that she's holding stuff back, and it is making her sick. I really feel like it's making her sick as well. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, Taco. Well, if you have any other questions, go ahead and move some money around, and then I'll see you in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do this reading for Hannah. Hannah, I hope you're not gone yet. And then I'll see you in a little bit. Okay? Hope that gave you some insight. So, Hannah, are you still here? Let me know. Are you still here? So I see your question. Hi, Yvonne. I have a question about my boyfriend who is a Sagittarius. Is he loyal and committed in this Ray? What is Ray? You mean relationship? And also, what is his name? That's so funny that you say that it's on fire. My father is a Sagittarius. Fire sign. And I actually set up my little studio here in his room. So, and I did that on purpose because he spent his last few days here, and he was always the fixer in the relationship. He was the middle child, like myself. So, my father was the fixer, the mediator. He was the one that you went to. You know, that all of my dad's brothers' wives would go to whenever they had complaints about my dad's brothers. My dad would go and straighten them up. My dad had Cancer moon, so my dad was all about family. So he was the go-to, the fixer, the mediator. If you needed money, you'd come to him, you know. So he was the problem solver. And so yeah. Hopefully I do, but I need you guys to be here. Past 3 days just been completely empty here. Okay, so let's see. Hannah, relationship. Okay, yeah, I figured. And then his name is Esan. Okay, I'm sorry about your father. Well, thank you so much, Hannah. No worries. So let's go ahead and read about your boyfriend, who is also a Sagittarius. We're going to call on to my father to help you with your question here, Hannah. Especially since my father is a Sagittarius, like your boyfriend. All right, so is he loyal and committed in this relationship? Okay, let's see. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see. Is your boyfriend your boyfriend so far, has he so far been loyal? So far, has he been loyal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I would say yeah, he's loyal, but he is also someone who likes attention. So if there's someone around him who's gonna give him attention, he will sit there and enjoy that attention. Or if there's someone or if there's someone who's trying to flirt with him, he'll probably flirt back a little bit. You get me, like he'll probably like kind of like tippy toe around the bar, or, around the bar line, the boundary bar line, but you'd be like, you're just imagine yourself being like one of those people where you draw a line on the sand and you'll be like, you do not cross this line. And he's one of those people that, well, like I'm tiptoeing around the line, up in the front, up in the back, up in the sides, I'm tiptoeing around that line. He's one of those people. Okay. So he won't so far I don't see any infidelity, but what I see is that either I do see that he's someone that likes attention, strives on attention, and he is also the type that, let's just say, if you guys were to get into an argument, right, if you guys were to get into an argument, he would be the type to be like, well, I'm gonna go and flirt with a girl just because I'm upset with you, or I'm going to go and text my ex just because you said that in the middle of an argument and I didn't like that you said that, right? So do I see that there will be infidelity in the future? Would he officially cross that line? Whether that's physical infidelity or emotional infidelity or both. No, I don't see that he will cross that line. No. Like I said, I do see him entertaining others. I do see that there might be, there might be people who are interested in him that might try to like communicate with him, text him, or try to like hit on him on social media. But other than that, I don't see anything moving forward like that. So I don't see any infidelity so far since you guys have been together, and I don't see any infidelity in the future. So as far as that infidelity part, I do see that. As far as commitment wise, is he truly committed to you? Is he true as of right now? Do we see that he is truly committed to you? Is he in his heart? Is he truly committed to you? All right, so I would say 50-50. Why? Because I think he is a person who hesitates a lot. He's just a person that isn't very proactive. And it's not that this relationship doesn't have potential. Okay, as a matter of fact, I think this relationship has a very high chance for you guys to stay together forever. Till death parts you guys. Honestly, I think this relationship has that potential for you, Hannah. It's just the only thing that I see about him is he's not really much of the doer. He's not much of the type to make things happen. So if you are willing to fill in that role, to be the doer, to be the manifester, to be the one to make things happen, if you are willing to take on that role, I guess, be the one with the pants, I think this relationship would have a very high chance for it to last forever. Until death parts you guys. Any other questions, Hannah? Hello there. I just received a donation by somebody named Melissa Moreno. Melissa Moreno, whenever you're ready, go ahead and let me know that you're here on the live chat. Hi there, Melissa, or Phoenix Oracle Healing. Thank you so much for making your donation. Whenever you're ready, Melissa, remind me, what is your zodiac sign? All right, so Phoenix Oracle Healing, or Melissa, whenever you're ready, go ahead and let me know, what is your zodiac sign? All right, so you're a Scorpio. Now I remember. Now, so what is your question for me, Melissa? Could you please give me some advice on my connection with Mr. R? He is a Leo. Everything was good for a couple of weeks. Then we had a fight on Monday, and now we are in no contact. Okay, so Mr. R, can you give me his first name and his zodiac sign? Oh, you said he's a Leo. Sorry. Can you give me his name, his first name? Everything was good for a couple of weeks, and then we had a fight on Monday, and now we're not in contact. Okay, so can you give me his first name? Eric. All right, so his name is Eric. He is a Leo. You guys were good for a couple of weeks. Things were fine. You guys got into an argument on Monday, and now there's no contact. So you want to know, what is your advice for you about this connection? Well, the cards are telling me, as far as your advice, if you want me to just cut to the chase, it's over. But you're not there yet. Ace of Swords in reverse. This is telling me you're now in a new chapter. You're in a new phase. You're just not there yet. You haven't caught up with the times here. So this is over. This is done. This journey is already over. As a matter of fact, yeah, it ended in its beginning stages. It definitely had potential for it to go further. But the thing is, with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this wasn't really going to head anywhere anyway, to be honest with you. So your advice with the Lovers card in reverse is to just let this relationship die. As a matter of fact, let me confirm with this card. I do think you guys are going to talk again, but I feel like there's going to be some confessions or some revelations that are going to make you see this person in a different light. You're going to see Eric in a different light. Phoenix Oracle Healing. So yeah, the cards are suggesting we should just move on from this connection, okay? Any other questions for me, Melissa? I feel like eventually there will be contact in the future. Would it be because you would reach out? No, I think he's going to do the reaching out, but then I see certain things coming out to the surface. I'm seeing certain confessions that are going to make you see him in a different way, and you're going to be like, wow, like that's who I fell in love with. Wow. So let's just let that one go. Okay? Any other questions for me? Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Melissa, for coming in and ordering a reading with me. Don't forget to like the live stream, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you. Thank you so much for your donation, Max. How have you been, by the way? Miserable and candid. Miserable to be candid, haha. Touch and go, melodrama. USA, bad vibes, and economy. My German Shepherd was put down. I'm homesick for Colombia. Bad. Sorry to be a downer. No, I understand. Life is actually really tough. Really tough right now. My Jackie boy, he's actually, I believe he's in the living room right now. Ever since we've been back here at my father's house, he's been just kind of wandering around the house. My dad has a big house here. So he's just been just wandering around. So do you really think the eclipses make people more sadder than they should be, or sadder than the situation is? What do you mean? It intensifies reality and it causes drastic changes fast. Ugh, tell me about it. It dilates time too. What do you mean it dilates time? I don't understand about that. Or I don't understand that. What do you mean by it dilates time? Ugh, my hair is terrible. Been all over the place today. Solar eclipses eclipse out older male figures. Solar as in male, lunar, female people. My father passed away January 30th, and I know there was an eclipse right after his passing. I'm wondering now if it was a solar eclipse, but then someone did mention maybe it also has to do with the fact that it's the year of the snake, too. I think it was also the fact that it was also my dad's time, you know? Well, actually, it accelerates events and it concentrates time. So, matriarchal figures pass on during lunar eclipse. Okay. And patriarchal figures pass on during solar eclipses, then. Okay. The orb of an eclipse is wide. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm going to Google it. I'm going to check right now. Let's see. Eclipses after January 30th, 2026. Yeah, there was a solar eclipse on February 17th. Yep, there it is. Okay, yeah, there's an annular solar eclipse 2020. Yeah, February 17th and 2026 on 28 Aquarius. And then there's going to be a lunar eclipse March 3rd, which also just passed on 12 degrees Taurus. Interesting. Yeah, you just said that too. Sorry about that. But yes, it's been a rough time. World War III started. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that this is actually World War III, and I think so as well. I think this is it. Well, every great empire only lasts 250 years, and we're already at that mark. January 26th, I arrived back to the USA. Lots of bad shit and hard work kicked off. Things are most intense as the pressure builds towards the peak date. Right. Seriously. Will Sabrina make money more likely in the next 6 months, modeling or doing some astrology? Okay, so let's see. Will Sabrina make money by modeling in the next 6 months? Do we see any modeling gigs, anything modeling related for Sabrina in the next 6 months? Any money with that? No. And as a matter of fact, I see her abandoning the idea, but then I think she's going to try it again. I see her trying the modeling thing later on again. So I don't see her making money within the next 6 months, and then I see her abandoning it around that time, or maybe sometime after the 6 months. But point is, in the future, I see her abandoning the idea of trying to make money through modeling, but then I see her doing it again later. Okay, as far as astrology, will she be making money doing astrology work, or doing some astrology? Will she make money doing that? Yes, as a matter of fact, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do see that a lot of people would be interested in talking to her. I think she's going to have a lot of people coming to her as well. But it is going to be one of those things where she has to try really hard to put herself out there first, How do our plans to party go for the first month we are there? You mean in Colombia, when you guys are there in Colombia? All right, Colombia, let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you. How do your plans to party go whenever you get back to Colombia? Will you guys have fun? Well, I think you guys could have more fun, but I see a lot of strife. I see a lot of conflict, and you just feeling very dissatisfied about this, that you feel like you have to do something about it. What exactly? Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself away from her, because the more you don't keep your distance from her, you're going to keep thinking to yourself about how she's not doing enough, and how what she's giving you is not enough. And you're going to keep obsessing over that idea. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to keep yourself busy, manifesting, trying to make your money grow. So I do see a lot of strife, a lot of fighting. What else do we see? You feeling confused. See you feeling confused. not knowing where things are going to go. Will you at least enjoy the partying? Well, yeah, you are. I mean, I see you indulging in substances, but at the same time, I don't see that that's going to mask or hide or help you compartmentalize anything. I think, if anything, you'll be doing your substances, but you're going to be still thinking about things. You're still going to be thinking about how things are not working out. That's still going to be plaguing your mind. Okay. Anything else about during this time that you're going to be partying? I see you very serious during this time. I see you very serious, almost like, like there was a thief of joy and they stole your joy. I do see you almost feeling like a lack of balance, a lack of grounding. And it's going to be all due to the relationship. It's all going to be because of the relationship here. Your advice: stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Don't be a doormat. Open up. Keep talking about your feelings. Don't close down, because you're going to be tempted to just close down. You're going to be tempted to just shut off. Don't do that. And focus on the family you're trying to build with her. And yes, I know you don't want kids with her, but she is your family. You married her, right? So she's your family. So focus on the family, her. Focus on that. And I think that in itself is what's going to help you with surviving this little bump in the road, Any other questions, Taco? Will I still be living in Colombia by 2026? Oh, no, sorry, by 2028, or in Argentina? Oh, now all of a sudden we're moving. When did this happen? When did this happen? I thought you were building your retreat and you were going to stay there, or you're going to build a retreat and then you're going to move to Argentina, Paraguay, and build another retreat center. Is that your goal? No, my plan is to live permanently in Colombia, but I also want to own land in Argentina. You are correct. Okay. Okay. Argentina would be like 50s and onward. I want to spend my 40s in Colombia. I see what you mean. Okay. Well, it would be a great idea to once you build your retreat center in one country, going to another country and just building another retreat center, and then going to another Latin American country and building another one there. Creating your chain, that'd be great. And then I could be traveling from one retreat center to the other. All right, so let's see. Will I still be living in California by 2028 or in Argentina, Paraguay, or Paraguay? Argentina, Paraguay. Okay, so let's see. Will you still be living in Colombia by 2028? Will he still be living in Colombia by 2028? Argentina or Paraguay? Okay, so let's see. Colombia. Yeah, you could in fact still be living in Colombia. How about Argentina? Would that be a good option? No, I don't think you will be in Argentina by 2028. How about Paraguay? Nope, I gotta know as well. So yeah, I think you're still gonna be living in Colombia by 2028. Yes. Colombia is truly perfect. And what makes Colombia perfect for you, huh? Tell me. Will I be able to fly out before the end of March? Alrighty. This will be the last question, unless, of course, if you want to go ahead and donate for more, you're more than welcome to. Will I be able to fly out before the end of March? Will Taco, will you still be able to fly? The people are so free. It's not a police state. Minded, propagandized fools. Right. It's much more free and Caribbean and mountains. Come on. Okay. Yeah, every time every time I go to Mexico, I feel like I'm on vacation, even though, yes, technically I'm on vacation, but I can only imagine how it is living there. It's like a chaos, but like an organized chaos. But it's like an adventure at the same time. And it's crazy, but I love it. The government is chill and small to customs, immigration, etc. It's easier to navigate. So, do you think it's a lot easier to get your citizenship there? Do you think it's really easy for anyone to get their citizenship? Okay, let's see if you will be able to fly out before the end of March. Is much more organized. Alrighty. Let's see. We have 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have 6 of Swords in reverse, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse, 2 of Cups, the Fool, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so do I think you will be flying out by the end of March? No, I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I think you're going to stay for Sabrina. You're going to stay for the relationship. Yeah. Yeah. I see you staying. And you're going to do it for her. Do we leave by April 9th? I am more than happy to answer that question for you, but I think I would. There you go. I just got your donation. All right, so will you guys leave by April 9th? Okay. Okay, so we have right here in the bottom of the deck 3 of Cups, and then for your reading, we do have 3 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, the Emperor, the World in reverse, and we end the reading with the Knight of Pentacles. I do think that you guys will leave by April 9th. I do think so, but I think you guys will be back. I think you guys will be back. You guys are probably going to do this thing where you guys are going to go back and forth. Or you can, leave Colombia to go to like Argentina, Paraguay, or go to other Latin American countries. Point is that I'm seeing, you know, still movement, So, yeah, I do think you guys are going to leave together. Yes. And I think it's going to be a good idea to leave by then, because I do feel like the relationship by then is going to feel a lot more stronger, a lot more united. So, yeah, I think it's a great thing. Any other questions? Thank you so much for your donation, Marisabel Gonzalez. I will be with you in just a second. Will we be back because of my grandmother's passing, or does she pass before we leave, impending our departure? We went to the hospital again in ambulance the other day. She's at the end. I can feel her telling me in the astral realm. Okay, will we be back because of my grandmother's passing? Okay, let's just see. Do we see you coming back again to the US in 2026 because of your grandmother's passing? Yes, as a matter of fact, yes, and you guys will come together. Again, I'm seeing that your relationship during that time is going to be a lot better. It's going to heal, and you're going to get the support, the emotional support that you want once your grandmother passes. So yes, I do think that you guys will return because of that. Just to confirm, she's not going to pass away before you leave April 9th. No, I don't think she's going to pass away before you leave. Okay? Any other questions, Taco, before I proceed with Marisabel Gonzalez here? I'll go again after them. All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Stay tuned, or sit tight. That's what I meant to say. Sit tight. And I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, so Marisabel, hi. Now remind me again, what is your zodiac sign, Marisabel? All right, Marisabel, you are a Virgo. Any movement in the love area coming for me? I feel like I'm on pause and nothing is showing up for me. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have for you, Marisabel. We are going to be using for you The Influence of the Angels Tarot by Jody Baczynski Barbesi. So let's see what your reading has to say for you. All right, so let's see. Do we see anything for you in 2026? Any new love? No, and as a matter of fact, I see you struggling with that in 2026. I don't really see anything sticking around, and even when there are moments where you start getting into the talking stage with certain people, it will just like fall, it won't fall through. I don't see things going further than that, as a matter of fact. When do we see that for 2027? Do we see any love, any new love for you in 2027? No, not any real stuff, but I do see that you would end up liking someone. I see someone catching your eye in 2027, but I don't see anything coming to fruition. I think you're going to fall in love with the guy. I think you're going to have a huge crush on the guy that I see you meeting in 2027, but I don't see it really going anywhere. When do we see you finding true love, a new commitment, a real commitment in the future? When do we see that happening? Oh, I'm going to give that another 8 years. Another 8 years. Interesting, interesting. As a matter of fact, I see you getting closer to your spirituality, but I see you getting close to a religion. So if you grew up like, like Catholic, or if you grew up like Protestant or Jehovah's Witness or whatever, I think you had told me before that you grew up Jehovah's Witness. You might get closer to that religion, or just getting closer to a spirituality, just getting really close to that. I just see you get just getting really close to your spirituality, not just for the in terms of manifesting a love, just in general. Like I just see you just wanting to get closer to spirituality for protection for yourself. So whether that means, getting back into, oh, you already started getting closer to a spiritual connection or a church. Okay, okay. Well, I see that continuing. I see that continuing. And yeah, yeah. I see that being your focus around this time. Do I see you ever getting married in the future? No, no, at least a domestic partnership, somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with. Yes. So not marriage per se, so it won't be like on written paper, but I do see a domestic partnership that will last until death parts you guys. Yes. Okay, so you are doing a lot of work on yourself. Okay, perfect. Perfect. You have another question? Well, you are more than welcome to go ahead and send that donation. You are more than welcome to go ahead and send that donation, Marisabel. And then after that, we will go ahead and answer your next question. How are you doing today, Marisabel? Have you been? How are you enjoying this eclipse season? Meow, 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 meow. Oh yes, spiritual journey is definitely not for the weak. You know, it's definitely not for the weak, that's for sure. Tell me about it. All right, well, thank you so much for your donation. I just received your donation for your second question. Let me know what your second question is. I am struggling getting over a heartbreak at this time. My question is about Ross, a Leo, and me, the Virgo. Why the healing can't I move on? Okay. So you want to know, why are you having such a hard time with the healing with this guy? Okay. I'm struggling getting over the heartbreak at this time. This is about you trying to get over Ross, the Leo. Why the hell can't I move on? Yeah, you got Queen of Cups in reverse. You're having a really hard time moving on. But really, it's because I think he had a lot of the qualities that you were looking for. That I feel like part of you makes you feel like you won't find the same thing. You won't find the same connection. Give the universe the benefit of the doubt here. Give the universe the benefit of the doubt here, because even the people around you, they're seeing you as somebody who has lost all illusion of life, who has lost all hope for life because of this situation. But really, you're just stuck in this little phase, okay? This was a soul contract, so there was karma here, there was a soul lesson here. What was the lesson? The lesson here was about someone here who was keeping their options open. And sometimes, sometimes people are going to make their own decisions, sometimes people are going to make up their own mind, and sometimes that final decision is not going to be us. And that is a lesson that you have a hard time learning. With Judgment in reverse, this lesson is going to reappear. So whether that means Ross is going to reappear in your life and we're going to have to repeat this lesson, or we're going to have to repeat this lesson just with another person. Okay? So there was definitely karma here. So he was brought into your life to teach you this karma. That even though you feel like you feel like you yourself, you're a great option, that you are a great choice, that you are a catch, that doesn't mean that people are always going to ultimately choose us, So, and I think that as I feel like the more you're able to remind yourself of that, you will heal, because you'll tell yourself, you know what, like everyone has a type. Yeah, I might be a catch, but everyone has a type, and maybe I just wasn't his type, and that's okay. And that's okay. As a matter of fact, I think he saw you more as like a homegirl, more as a homegirl, or someone like he can talk to as a friend, more than he actually found like a connection like that romantically. But I think he saw you more as a person that he could party with, that he could probably hang out with, that he could probably have around in his circle of friends, that kind of stuff. Okay. Any other questions for me? Thank you so much, Marisabel. Don't forget to like the live stream, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you. Max, whenever you're ready, or if you still have any questions, you are more than welcome to go ahead and continue on with your questions here, okay? Or anybody else who has any questions. $5 tarot readings. No worries, no worries, no worries. Go ahead and check your journal. I will be right here. So, how is California? Is it as expensive as Florida? Well, I've never been to Florida before, but it is getting pretty expensive over here. Due to tariffs, BS, my Danish import tobacco is $30 a pouch versus Colombian. Better quality, it was $5 USD, right? The inflation went sky high since I've been gone. Oh, yes. Things here are insane. Insane. And people are brainwashed to believe that this is okay. This is patriotic. You know? So, happens. I know. Believe me, I know. I know. Things are insane. Things are different. It doesn't feel the same being here. It doesn't feel the same living here. Um Honestly, it's gone to a point where where before I was like, no, I am a true California chick and I'm all about living in California, to now being any other country would be fine. That's where I am right now. Yes, you go ahead and multitask. You worry about what you need to do. One day you will see Colombia. One day. Can't wait. You speak Spanish. You have such an advantage there to enjoy the place. Yes. Yes. I do need to learn the lingo and the slang, but yes, I do speak Spanish for sure. Alrighty, Max. Thank you so much for your donation. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your next question. Hi, Sully. Sully, how are you doing today? Max, whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your next question. Thank you so much for your donation, Sully. Sully, I am doing well, huh? As you can see with the news here, I'm hanging in there. Part of life. It's not my first rodeo. Meaning my mom passed away when I was a kid. So, not my first rodeo. But hanging in there. Thank you so much for asking, though. I will be with you in just a second to answer your question. Taco, I was waiting for Taco's question right here. Does my old drummer have our recordings or live videos? Should I visit him? Okay, so let's go ahead and see about those. All right, so let's see. Does he still have some of your recordings or live videos? 1, 2. No, I gotta know, actually. No. I don't think he does. No. Don't you hate it when you don't have any memories about certain things? I used to be in a mariachi, and I have no pictures. No pictures, guys. I have no evidence. I was a violinist for a mariachi. Used to play at anniversaries, serenatas, quinceañeras, weddings, parties, birthdays. Dudes who are trying to make up with their girls. And I have no evidence. No evidence. Well, I mean, it's part of being Mexican. So to me, it's a normal thing. You know, maybe being outside of being Mexican, you know, it's like, oh my God, that's awesome. Great. Yeah. But like to us, well, I mean, there's so many Mexican musicians out there. So it's not new, you know. It's not uncommon. Dudes and their girls, I know, seriously, trying to make up with their girls stuff. Yeah, we've had those. We've had those gigs. Those were fun. And I mean it in an uncomfortable way. I'm like, okay, well, we tried. It's like, we tried. The rest is up to you. I tried learning a bowed instrument and extremely hard. Yes, of course, they're ancient instruments, right? Jackie, come here. It's the only instrument I can't play. Bowed instruments? Well, yeah, I do feel like it's one of those things where you actually do have to take the time and learn the art of how to play it where it can actually sound nice. Because with piano, like if you actually take the time to nicely press the buttons, anything can sound nice. When it comes to a guitar, it's got frets, so you're always going to be in tune no matter what. You know, every other instrument has its, advantages, but when it comes to the violin, there's just no way of cheating. When it comes to the cello, the viola, the bass, upright bass, there's just no way of cheating. There's no way of making yourself sound good unless you actually do go out of your way to make it sound great. Practice it, right? Thank you so much. I did it by myself. This psychedelic tarot thing in the background. Figured it can make it a little more obvious, that I'm here to read tarot cards. Because sometimes people will be coming in, they'll be like, "What is this?" And I'll be like, "Seriously?" Like, So I figured if I changed the background, it would make it a little more obvious for people. Yes, and there is like electric fretted violins. That's now a thing. Have you guys heard of this guy called Mark Wood? I've been following him since I was in high school. He's great. Yep. I've heard even there was this guy, Mark Wood, actually, who played with a fretted electric violin, that song from Van Halen. Fuck. Don't remember the name of the song. I feel like such a poser. So, Taco, do you have any questions for me? What is the reason we don't fly out in March? Did I mention why? I think I didn't, I guess. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you. Why don't you guys fly out in March? Tell me, why don't you guys fly out in March? Why don't you guys just fly out in March? Why not? I see a lot of stress during this time. Dealing with the romance. Yeah, I think I mentioned that. About, you're staying behind for the relationship. I think I mentioned that you were, unless I'm confusing the questions here. I think I mentioned that you were going to stay behind for the relationship. And I do see that. I see that you're going to stay back for the relationship. I see there's a lot of stress. What else? What's going to be crossing your mind? Well, I do see that you're going to be very impatient during this time, also very fickle. I see that you're also not going to be very nice during this time as well. Your only reason for wanting to leave during that time in March would be to make it seem like, like kind of like with this attitude of like, you know what, I'm a happy person and you can be here and be happy with me, or you can go ahead and be miserable by yourself, kind of thing. And so a very like prideful attitude, that would be your only reason to leave. But then you're going to think to yourself like, I need to humble down and I need to, you know be a little bit more empathetic. And so weird why I'd stay behind for the relationship, like she causes issues or something. And then what is she going to do for you? Well, I see that she's going to be doing a lot of thinking, a lot of observing. I do think that she's going to want to try to do things where she's going to try to be better in the background, and I think she's going to try to prove it to you, kind of like a little kid when they're like, "Dad, look at me, Dad, look at me," or like kind of thing where it's like, so she's going to have that kind of attitude where it's like, "Oh, look, I did this about myself," or "Look, I made this improvement. Look at me," kind of deal. Kind of like showing you, look, like I'm actually changing. And I do think that there will be actual changes for her. I do see actual changes, actual improvements for her, for you. So, yeah. Any other questions, Taco? That's all for tonight. Gotta get a shut eye. Alrighty, well, Taco, thank you so much for coming in and for being a continued support. I will be here again. Well, tomorrow's Friday, so no, tomorrow I won't be here. Tomorrow I have to take care of some of my father's funeral things, so I got a few appointments that I need to take care of, some things that I need to do concerning my father's funeral services. So, yeah, it won't be here tomorrow, but you will definitely see me here on Monday. Nevertheless, thank you so much, Tonka, for being here. Okay, I will see you soon, and I will see you for that private reading. Sully, are you still here, Sully? Let me know if you're still here, Sully. Hi, Sully. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you so much for being patient, Sully. So, if I remember correctly, Sully, you are a Cancer, right? Buenas noches, Taco. Yes, you are a Cancer, and your name is Karma, right? If I remember correctly, you're Karma Cancer. And if so, what is your question for me, Karma? Alrighty, what is your question for me? Is Nadar getting married soon? Where is this question coming from? Huh? Did you get a hunch? Did you get a dream? Did you hear a rumor? Where is this question coming from? I am so curious. We're from the same community, so the word spread. So you're basically here to confirm the word, the rumor Is he really getting married? Do we see? Are the rumors true about Nadar getting married? 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 All right, so we have right here Strength, Eight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, Three of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so do I think the rumors are true? No, not necessarily. Is he engaged to be married? No, it seems like he's in an on again, off again relationship with somebody. He's in. I see that there's like a rocky relationship, and I feel like as far as the female, she really just enjoys her own time, her own company, and she's really got this mindset of like, I'm not going to struggle with you. So if you're going to give me a hard time, I would rather just be single than you give me a hard time. So I see that kind of mindset for this woman. As far as the person, Nadar, he's not a very patient person. I'm seeing that, and I see that it's a very rocky relationship. Any other questions for me, silly Sully? I think it's so cool how quickly you can understand the story of the cards. Well, honey, I've been reading the cards since 2012. It's been over 10 years. Of course, I know these things a little too well. And they described the story for me, and I just mentioned the story not only to bring more confirmation for you guys, but when you guys trust the reader, the more you guys trust the reader, the more it helps me energetically as well. Because don't get me wrong, like I've had people who like they'll come with that very doubtful energy right off the bat, and it's really hard to read somebody, even for myself. Like, I'll find it really hard for me to read somebody when they come with a doubtful energy, or, they come with a testy vibe that they want to see. They just want to test me. And especially if they start lying in the reading, you need to come with pure intentions, or at least give it the benefit of the doubt, especially if you're someone that you're new into into tarot readings, never gotten a tarot reading before, you're not sure if you believe it or not. Give it the benefit of the doubt, or whenever you're in a place energetically that you're willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and to accept something, especially if you see that it's really accurate, and you can see that it's something that is good, and you have a good reader in front of you, then your reading will come out good. Your reading will come out great, right? I do have some more questions. Can I donate again? You can donate as much as you want. I am not leaving anytime soon. So, Mercury retrograde is kicking, so people here are um, are picking up that energy and wanting their readings during this time. Well, thank you. Thank you for your comment. I've been reading for almost 20 years. 14 years, as a matter of fact. I've been reading for 14 years. I feel old saying that. Oh my God. I've been reading for 14 years. Well, not professionally. I've been reading professionally for 11 years. But I picked up my first deck 14 years ago, almost 14 years ago. All right. Thank you so much for your donation, Nadar. Yeah, Mercury retrograde has been weird lately. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde is a little interesting. It has been quite interesting, even for myself. What's the deal between him and this woman B? Give me the person's this B person. Can you give me her full name? I don't need well, her first name, sorry, not her full name, just her first name. All right, so buy-in. All right, do you happen to know this woman's zodiac sign by any chance? Okay, but you're not sure, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, and Bayan, is this the girl that he's supposed to marry? Is this the woman that he is supposed to marry? In quotes. That's the rumor. Okay, so according to the rumor, this is the woman Bayan that he is supposed to go and get married to. So let's go ahead and do a relationship spread. Yeah, I'm seeing that somebody here is dissatisfied, and I feel like it's Bayan, as a matter of fact. She's not talking about it, though. She's not addressing it. As a matter of fact, I think that she's just more focused, more worried about her career or work, her job, whatever it is that brings her money. I think she's more just worried about that, her goals, her purpose in life. When it comes to him, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, as far as her thoughts, she's over it. She's moving on. As far as her emotions, Page of Swords in reverse, she just doesn't feel like addressing the issue. She's just kind of like thinking to herself that it's complicated, that it's just too much drama. What is she going to do? A Queen of Wands, she's going to focus on her career. She's going to focus on herself. And that's why I saw that Nine of Pentacles earlier, that card, that she's just got this independent mindset, that she's got this mentality that she's just like, I ain't going to struggle, and I'm not going to let you get to me like that. I'm not going to allow you to bring me down. I'm not going to allow you. Like, she's got that mindset. And, and he's just really, I just get this really nasty energy where he can be nasty, he can be rude, and he's gonna want to ask for a second chance. But the thing is, she's not satisfied. The thing is that she is not satisfied. He feels like he can win her back. He feels like he could win her back, but he knows that it's going to be a burden. He knows it's going to be a lot. He feels like she's keeping secrets, though. Nader feels like she's keeping things from him. He's not sure, but that's what he feels. Any other questions, Sully? Eee, Jesus. Any other questions, Sully? Oh Lord, he felt the same towards me. He thought I had secrets even though I didn't. Yeah. What sign is he again? I think he's a Pisces, right? Yes, he's a Pisces for sure. Yes, I thought I remembered that correctly. Yes. So yeah, sometimes we as water signs we tend to jump into conclusions. Sometimes, it's intuitive, but sometimes it's not, but 90% of the time it is. I don't think he is the intuitive kind though. I don't think he's really even the type to even work on himself or he's and even if I had this person Nadar in front of me and he would tell me like, "Oh yes, I do all my spiritual work," I don't think I would buy it. I don't get that feeling from this person. Or he probably follows like some like fake ass like social media whimsical bullshit, you know, some fake spirituality shit. But yes. Any other questions for me, Sully? Well, at least this confirms there's some sort of relationship there. Closure for me. Oh, so you didn't know that there was a relationship before? Okay, okay. And how does that serve as closure for you? I know things between you and him ended or kind of went, you guys kind of in your own way, kind of went your own separate ways, but what kind of closure did this give you? Because I'm 100% sure she was in the picture at the same time I was. So now I don't know if she was a rebound or if I was. Do you want to figure that out? It's up to you. Sounds like a great question, though. I'm finally making sense of the timeline and what happened because I'm just now finding out his current thoughts or feelings about me. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's see what the cards have to say for you. The cards are telling me right here I do think he wants to talk to you again. I do think he wants to talk to you again. The thing is that he's someone that has options. I think he's someone that has multiple options, but I know he knows himself that you stand out in a certain way that the others don't. The cards are also telling me here that he is stressing out about this connection or the lack thereof. Is it because you guys are not talking? No, but because he feels like you're dissatisfied with how things are going. And he feels like that's a red flag with you because he doesn't want to lose you. He doesn't want to lose control over you. But part of him still feels that you haven't let go in a way. Although he feels like he's losing control, he still feels like you're still holding on to him in some way. But you will move on. You will move on. I think you're going to hold on to him for a little longer, but you will eventually move on. Any other questions, Sully? Sometimes as a water sign, you just know things. Like you just tell yourself, like, like I know we had a great connection. Even if we're not talking, I know I left an impact or I know I left a connection that, and maybe it's arrogance. Maybe it's narcissism. Maybe it's just complete delusion, But part of him tells himself, I just see him telling himself where he's just like, I know I left a mark where I know she's not going to just move on from me so quickly. You know what I mean? And do you have any other questions for me? I get you. Did you get any indication of contact from those cards? I don't think I saw anything regarding whether there will be contact again or not, but if you want to go ahead and ask that question, you're more than welcome to send a donation for that and we can figure that out. But I don't know if I saw anything like that or not. I don't think so, no. I don't think I saw it because I think I would have said anything. I think I would have said something if I saw that, yeah. Oh my God, why am I not getting the notifications? I have to look at the messages to see the notifications. Okay. Well, thank you for that donation. Yes, I just saw it. Thank you so much for that. Alrighty. So let's see for that question. It's retrograde messing with stuff? Probably so. All right, so let's see. Where's that question? Of contact from those cards. Let's see if he will reach out to you. Do we see Nadar ever in the future reaching out to you? Or let's see. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see. All right, let's see. We have King of Pentacles and we have Two of Wands in reverse, the Empress, Five of Cups in reverse, the Devil in reverse, Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, well, do I think he is going to contact you in the future? No, I don't think he's going to contact you in the future. Will it be a thing where he's going to try to reach out, but it's not going to be, he's not going to be able to? Yes, with the Six of Cups, yes. So I think it's going to be one of those things where in the future he's going to try to or want to, but he's not going to be able to. So it could be a thing where he lost your number, or you're going to change your number by then, or you're going to have him blocked by the time that he decides to want to reach out to you. It could be one of those things. Okay, so he's going to make the effort to want to reach out. Six of Cups most especially confirms that, because the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. The Six of Cups is about memories, good memories, and thinking about the good times when you were younger and you were young with somebody, you know. So yes, that's what the Six of Cups is. And that coming out when asking that question, that was like double confirmation for me that, you know, that he's going to make the effort, but for some reason won't be able to whenever he does. Okay? Any other questions, Sully? Well, thank you so much, Karma, for coming in and purchasing a reading here with me, or, you know, a few readings here with me. Thank you so much. Appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. Don't forget to like the live stream, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.